Good morning, my wonderful friends. Megas with you on a beautiful day in Osha. My heart is overflowing right now. I'm so excited about today's message. We're going to talk about the Spirit of truth that heals. Maybe you and your body are in a relationship in your world needs healing, my friends, and the Spirit of truth is healing. Our world in general needs healing right now, doesn't it? I'm going to ask you, please stay with me. I don't want to rush this. I want to let Spirit unfold this message. And I tell you, we're going to be all over the place. I have many different references, but by the end of this, I know that you will see the Spirit of truth, hear the Spirit of truth. A lot of times, my friends, we have an idea. We're so sure that we know who God is, who we are, how this world works, my friends. And so we see everything through these filters. And sometimes we can be pushing out the truth because we're holding on to our idea. My friends, we have to access God ideas, the truth, through the God mind. There's two minds. There's a carnal mind, a flesh mind, a beastly mind, a sinful mind. We're going to have the wrong ideas if we're looking through that mind, thinking through that mind. But if we hold the God mind, the Christ mind, vohu menu, my friends, and we create from that place, we think from that place, we heal from that place. I want to start from reading from the Gita. Listen to this. It says, "Of these the enlightened ever attached to me in single-minded devotion." My friends, we've got to be single-minded, God-minded. We can't go back and forth from the God mind and the flesh mind, the carnal mind. We have to stay single-minded. We have to have the mind of God, vohu menu, the Christ mind. And that's the mind that says, I am one with God, my good. I am divine health, and sickness and disease dies when it touches me. Our reason, why? Because I'm one with God, and God cannot get sick. God is divine life and divine health, and that's my true identity. It says, all these are estimable indeed, but the enlightened I hold to be my very self. This is God speaking, that we are one, the one that seeks the highest truth. And we're going to show you how to do that in case it's easy to get caught, my friends, in the lie and illusion. And you may be there right now. If what you see in your life isn't that good, isn't that God, you're trapped in that lie and illusion. And you can break free, and you're going to do that today, I have no doubt. It says, men bereft of knowledge by reason of various longings, hear this, seek refuge in other gods, pining their faith on diverse rites and guided by their own nature. Hear this. But limited is the fruit that falls to those short-sighted ones. Those who worship the gods go to the gods. Those who worship the gods go to the gods. But those who worship me come to me. My friends, and let me draw this out for you. We're going to go deeper. I think you're already starting to get it, but by the end of this, my friends, you're going to have that Spirit of truth that heals. You're going to have vohu menu, the God mind, the Christ mind that makes you one with God and all His attributes, where you're living in peace and joy and protection and provision, my friends. But we've got to get out of that ego mind that tells you what you are, right? It's easy to get lost from our past histories. And from our past history, we create our now. You know, I've seen this in my own life with relationships and love. I have been very hurt in past relationships. And so I don't want to experience that again. But Spirit's been speaking to me. You created those relationships from the carnal mind. Try creating a relationship from the God mind, from the Christ mind, where it's out of love and wanting the best for the other person, out of kindness and purity. Create a relationship out of that, my friends. Living in the now, not from our idea of what love is, not from our idea of who we are, from past failures or mistakes, but from right now, from the God mind, from our true identity. And I'm going to get deeper into that. Stay with me. Okay, so look at, here's our earth. Hope that's showing up on the camera. Here's time, space, form, and matter. Okay, and we incarnate from perfect, pure spirit up here. The spirit of truth we're talking about. The spirit of truth up here, my friends, that we come from, that we're made of. It's all good. It's perfect, pure love and peace and joy and kind. It's all good things. It's an ever-expanding good. It's God, the highest principle of God, truth, the spirit of truth. My friends, now look at here when we're in time, space. If two or more come together and they have an idea and a belief, it becomes a reality, and they make gods and goddesses and ideas and books and stories, my friends, that become their truth and their reality. Can we all agree that the masters taught that with our thoughts we make our world, with our beliefs, what we truly believe in our heart of hearts becomes our reality, our truth. So men here have created gods. And just like it said in the Gita, if you turn to the gods, you go to the gods. But he who turns to me, the perfect, pure spirit of truth, bliss, my friends, has no attributes of the evil spirit. Doesn't get angry, right? We know that after living just a short time here in the world, that anger and violence, it doesn't work. It doesn't solve anything. So by no means would the highest principle of God good use those as his tools. My friends, those are gods that man has created. And if you pray to the gods and you believe in the gods, you go to the gods. That's the world you create and the spirit that you've taken into you, that you're one with. My friends, we have to go to the spirit of truth. And it's pure. My friends, pure virgin consciousness. That's where the Christ is born, the God mind. My friends, and we see it. There's a remnant in all the different religions. I've studied all the religions, and I don't agree with everything. I eat the meat and spit out the bone. My friends, you take the truth and you leave the lie. But you'll see in many of the different religions, there's an idea of that spirit of truth. In Zoroastrianism, we call it Osha. It's perfect order and harmony. What else could a perfect creator create but a perfect world, a perfect you, of order and harmony and good? My friends, what you see that's not that is because you're in that frequency. You're in those gods that are mixed. They're good sometimes, they're bad sometimes. They love sometimes, they hate sometimes. They're at peace sometimes, they war sometimes. They can get angry and jealous and mean. My friends, but that's not the highest truth. If we'll align ourselves, if we'll take that word, that original word into us, it makes us one with God, our good. And you start living still on this same planet, but in a different frequency. You're enjoying the day. You're grateful for every day. You see God good and the beauty in it. Your body is health and divine life. My friends, you're protected. You're provided for. My friends, listen to what Osha 3 says. I have the mind of Christ. You already have it. Why? Because you come from good spirit. You come from the true spirit. The spirit of truth, God good. You come from him. You're made of him. You already have the God mind. Vohumenu, the Christ mind. You just have to let Jesus be born in you. Let that light shine out of you. How do you do that? You let the ego self step back. my friends. And then that light and that love that is in you, it just comes out. You lay down your ideas, your stories, and you let the true story be born in you. I have the mind of Christ. My only job, and I always love that one job we have, my friends, my only job is to align our frequency, our hearts with God's heart, the highest God, not the gods, not the goddesses, not the stories, not the ideas, but the highest truth that's pure. It's all good. You'll know it because it'll resonate in your heart, that's made in His image. For the first time you'll be, this makes sense. This is reasonable. God doesn't kill men, women, and children, doesn't hate and war, doesn't like bloody sacrifice. He's good. And it resonates. It's the highest truth, my friends. And my only job is to align with that. Then you'll go to that, my friends. Hold continuously in mind, in your heart. Jesus said, verily, verily, I say unto you, he who holds my word. It's that word we want. The original word, the perfect Creator's perfect idea, and we hold it. It's Jesus. It's the word. It's what Lao Tzu would call the Tao. The Egyptians would call Ma'at, right? The feather of truth. And I love this imagery. You'll see in their hieroglyphs, they'll have a scale, and a heart, your heart, and the feather. And they have to weigh the same, or else you can't pass on to your reward, my friends. But how can a heart and a feather weigh the same? They have to be the same. They have to be one. The truth, and this represents the spirit of truth, order and harmony, must be your heart. You must have accepted that word, the original word, the purity, into your heart. My friends, that's accepting Jesus, the Word. And you become one with it. It is you. Where you can say, I am one with God. The Father and I are one. If you've seen me, you've seen the Father. And you think truth, and you speak truth, and you do truth. You are love. You are light, because you're one with God. Your reason is, I come from good spirit, and I'm made of good spirit. It says, hold these attributes: love, life, peace, joy, power, and freedom. And get this, be those attributes. You got to be God. You got to be good. You got to be love. You have to realize that is your true name and identity. You're not a dirty sinner. You cannot be separated from God, the loving Father. He would never let you go. You're His light, His life, His everything. And I'm so sorry if you didn't have an earthly parent that showed you that, my friends. But as a father myself, I would give and do anything for my kids. Anything. And God, that's exactly how He feels. You're the apple of His eye. He loves you so much. And He's asking you now to align with that all good spirit, that spirit of truth, and be it, and watch your world change. You're going to start creating a new future from this new mind, this God mind, this Christ mind. And then I love this. It says, my thoughts are not always God. May my thoughts align with mind, the God mind. May every thought I think come from Jesus, from the original word, from the Christ mind, Vohu Menu, from the truth, the spirit of truth. Let every thought I think and word I say, indeed I do, come from that spirit of truth, my friends, up here, where we come from, who we are, that we're one with. Not these lower ideas and stories. We have to let those go. You have to pour out your vessel to let the true word in. And that's what I want you today, my friends, to accept the pure word. And you'll know, because it's all good. And instinctively, everyone knows what is good. If you'll lay down the stories, lay down those stories of, I'm beating you because I love you, and just ridiculous ideas, my friends, and you know what they are in all the different religions, the stories that don't sound right. You know, we're reading from the Gita today. I have many copies of this, but I love the one by Gandhi. Do you know why? Because he talks about how this is set in a war setting. And he's saying that could never work. That could never be. And he said, this represents the war that takes place inside of us between light and darkness, good and evil. It's not a war of man killing man. And if you can see it that way, you can glean the wisdom out of these different books. But my friends, what you need to do is go to the highest truth, to that spirit, and you do that by going inside. You're not going to find it in a book. You'll find wisdom like we share, and it gives us something to speak about. But I want you to go beyond what we can speak about and what we can read and what we can think about with our carnal minds. I want you to tap into God, good spirit of truth with your spirit. That's beyond words. It's the word that we try to put into words. My friends, and you've seen throughout history in our religious texts, we failed. And we've created false gods and ideas and stories, and we've diluted the name and image of God himself. Zoroaster means undiluted, undefiled light. Jesus is pure. Jesus, the Christ, the Savior, is born out of pure virgin consciousness. My friends, you're going to find it in your spirit and in meditation, being quiet and still, setting down all the stories and ideas, and hearing directly from the Spirit of truth. And you're going to have to do that, my friends, on your own. You're going to have to take the time, maybe when you turn off this video, to go sit and quiet the mind and invite the Spirit of truth in. Holy Spirit, fill me. Oh, good God, my loving Father, show me who you are. Show me who I am. Show me truth. Spirit of truth, teach me and guide me and lead me. Spirit of love and light, teach me how to be one with you, with truth. Fill me, Word, original Word, Jesus, Christ mind, Vohu Menu, God mind, fill me. Forgive my sin and error. And fill me with your Spirit, with your love and truth. And my friends, you just take that time and just sit in His presence. Just observe and listen with your heart. And as thoughts try to come up, just let them pass. And feel that Spirit of God as it ministers to your heart and heals. Beautiful. I love you guys. Be blessed. Have a great day. And we'll see you next time.